In today's episode of Watching the Watchers, we're talking about an interesting story that has been percolating over the last month or so. It involves an investigation by a group known as the Plainview Group, the Plainview Project, and what they did is they investigated a number of different police officers, many of them from the city of Phoenix, and they were looking through their Facebook posts. They were trying to identify areas where police officers, either current or former police officers, were involved in racism or bigotry or misconduct in one way or another. And what they found is that 97 officers or former police officers had Facebook posts, hundreds of Facebook posts that were spreading memes and were spreading jokes about racism, about police misconduct, about not helping people who needed their help if they had ever criticized the police, and all sorts of things. It was very problematic to see these officers sort of exhibiting these attitudes about their jobs and about their role as law enforcement agencies. Well, what happened was the Phoenix New Times author, an article, a journalist named Meg O'Connor, put together a post and detailed some of the memes that were posted. Meg O'Connor wrote this article on July 19, 2019. And these are some of the memes that were posted, and she went through and cataloged them all. They said, F the police, so I said, F your 911 call, I'll get to your dying homeboy when I finish my coffee. Meaning that the police aren't going to respond to you or to your call if you've ever criticized them. There's another one about banning the Holy Quran. It offends me. How about banning this? How about don't mind me just watering my hippies? There's a picture of a police officer just spraying some protesters with what appears to be probably mace or pepper spray, and a number of other things. Some of them were just outright racist. There's one sort of on the last page here where they're just saying, I just drove through Ferguson, don't see any problems. There's obviously a lot of blood and body parts on the front of that vehicle. Probably fake, hopefully fake, but still, obviously problematic that these officers would be posting these things. This one was posted by a Phoenix Police Sergeant Gary Gombar. So people who are actually in a law enforcement position, and they're posting these types of things, which is problematic, right? It's not something where you want your law enforcement officials to be spreading these types of memes around. What they're doing calls them to operate at a higher standard and be a little bit more professional than spreading this type of stuff around. Nevertheless, they did it. And so there was a lot of about 97 current or former Phoenix police officers that were published in the database by the Plainview Project, and there was a lot of back and forth between what's going to happen with them, what's going to happen with these officers who sort of publicly exhibited some racist tendencies or some refusal to do their job. And really, not a whole lot has happened at this point in time. At the fact that at this point where I'm actually recording this video, maybe it will. Sometimes these investigations can take a little bit of time. But really, the point of this article and what Ms. O'Connor brings up is that the Phoenix Police Union, the PLEA, is now saying that in response to these memes, in response to these postings, that rather than addressing or encouraging that they're addressing what was actually happening with the underlying problem, with the officers, with these types of memes, with their opinions, they're going to go ahead and scrub the cops' online presence. So they're going to hire an entity to scrub the cops' online presence after the racist Facebook post, meaning that they're going to just go ahead and hire an entity, some sort of business, to go in there, give them access to all their stuff, and just delete everything, which is sort of not addressing the problem. Those officers are still going to be out there. They're still going to be believing those things. They're still going to be patrolling and enforcing and having these interactions with people. Getting rid of their online profiles doesn't address the problem at all. The police union says that this has everything to do with keeping police officers and their families safe from those who continue to attack them online, which, if they're being attacked online, it's a result of them posting these inappropriate memes, which are inappropriate just across the board, but really highly inappropriate given the fact that these people are granted special powers to enforce the law. They have a right to pull you over and arrest you, and they're given a certain set of powers. And so now they're saying that that they're suddenly under attack and their families are under threat. Which, look, we don't want police officers or their families to be under threat. We don't want them to be facing any harm as a result of these things. But the fact that the police union is going to just go ahead and scrub their accounts and sort of delete the evidence is problematic. Now, I don't know whether they're going to actually follow through with that. This article is almost a month old, but as I said, it does take some time to investigate these situations. We'll see if there's any repercussions or if there's any other policy changes that take place within the Phoenix Police Department or within the Phoenix Police Union. We'll see. If we do see anything, we'll be sure to come back and keep you updated. Big hat tip to Meg O'Connor for this article. She does a lot of great work with the Phoenix New Times. She's at the forefront of all of these issues, so thank her for bringing this attention. Follow her if you can. And once again, hit subscribe to us here so that when there are updates on this or any other issues that are related to police, prosecutors, law enforcement entities, politicians, anything that's affecting the criminal justice system, we'll do our best to bring it to you first. I'm a criminal defense lawyer with the R&R Law Group. We help good people charged with crimes. If you know somebody that needs help, have them give us a call. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.